What's going on? Chris here with Shughead Gaming. Today I am playing VRFC, which stands for Virtual Reality Football Club. For those of you in North America, like I am, soccer. I'm sorry guys, for those of you who know it as football, for my review and first impression purposes here, I'm going to have to call it soccer, because there's no way I'm going to remember to call it football consistently. All my years of playing soccer, it's going to be soccer. Anyways, guys, what did I think of this game? Is this the impossible? Have they done it? Have they actually managed to take a sports game that you play with your feet, or period, just a full-fledged team sports game? Because right now in VR, there's no hockey, there's no American football, there's no soccer, there's no basketball. And I don't think we thought that soccer was going to be the game that broke that mold. Has Cherry Pop done it? Mostly. So let's get into it. Well, let's leave the ball for now. So I'm going to turn Dribble Assist off. More on that later. The way you move, as you can see, my feet are attached to my move controllers. It is move controller only. Now, as you guys have played Sprint Vector know that you swing your arms as you pull the triggers. That's not how this works. That's how I initially wanted to do it. You don't even swing your arm like that, as you can probably tell. That would be the Sprint Vector movement. That doesn't really work in this game. What they have done here is they want you to kind of pump up and down like it was your knees attached to your hands. So that would give you a good jog, or you can move pretty slowly like this. If you hit the two thumb buttons, you'll run backwards. Movement in this feels great. I have all the comfort settings off, and I'm not having any issues. I have almost fallen over my living room a couple times, but that's more just as I really got into it. But for those of you with motion sickness issues, there are a ton of comfort settings. You're probably going to need them, because you definitely do get an amazing sense of movement, which usually means you're going to barf, for those of you who are sensitive. But this feels great to me. Now, to run, you hold both trigger buttons, and that gives you a full sprint. Now, as you can see, it has click turning, which I hate. It says in the options that there's smooth turning, but right now, that feature does not seem to actually come on, so I'm really hoping that gets changed. What you can also do in this game is if you hold one of the thumbsticks, by the way, there's the controls, just so you guys can see it. If you hold one of the thumbsticks and pump your arm, or both arms, you will strafe. And yeah, you can bring a ball along with you, like this. So that's movement. The only other thing to mention is that there is a Dribble Assist. I strongly recommend Dribble Assist. What that basically does is, for any of you who've played Rocket League, it's very Rocket League-y. It follows the ball, which, especially in free mode, is awesome. So the one issue, guys, that I still see being outstanding, and this is going to be an online play thing, is with auto dribble. I love auto dribble. It keeps the flow of the game going. But you don't always want to be attached to the ball, as, say, this. Sometimes you want to break from the ball, so this at this point requires you to turn Dribble Assist off, go to free turn, which is, well, a click turn, so that you could go for a pass. But that's not how people are playing it. I got one match during these review times with the servers pretty much unpopulated. And what it ended up becoming was looks like a bunch of 3-year-olds playing Snoopy soccer, because all we were doing was following the ball. All of us. Bumping into each other, doing the auto turn like that to get back in with the ball. And didn't really play that well. So you can see it kind of adjusting itself like that. So that's going to be the one thing that I'll be interested to see how that is revised or received. I mean, if you were good, you could turn auto dribble off, but I'm not good, as you can see. Because when we turned it off, you just get a bunch of us kind of like turning around and not knowing where we were going, and then we'd turn it back on, and then we'd follow the ball. So with smooth turning, and I don't know. Don't know how I would adjust that at this point. Maybe we just make it easier to switch between the two. That might really help. So right now, there are no online matches. I wanted to record a better version of what I played before because I was pretty much not talking. But right now, I'm going to include clips of that at the end of this, just so you get a sense of what online play feels like. We weren't even a full squad, but you'll get a sense at least. And that brings us into ball mechanics. They're amazing. I don't know how these guys have done it, but they have pulled off the most impossible task of putting ball control onto your move controls. So let's turn that on. As you're running with the ball, you can't just run with it like a moron. You can like lose the ball, as you can see, right? You actually have to dribble the ball. So ball mechanics becomes a thing, and you will find that you will start doing this type of stuff. I suck, but for those of you who got good at this game, this could be amazing. Where I'm saying that they've nailed this is the passing. There's a pass button, and guys highlight, and then so you hit this like a square button, and well, he's the only one to pass to right now. But as you can see, it's deadly, and you have control. It's not just auto. You can control kind of how fast you pass to him. So passing will be easier to show when I'm in the full game, because like I said, right now I'm having a hard time kind of showing you that mechanic. But for kicking, now you can do like basic ball taps like this, but kicking the ball is done with your trigger buttons. So you'll notice is when you're about to pass, if I hold square, you'll see your foot turns green, and you can pass with both feet. Same goes for your shoot. When you hold the trigger, you get red feet, and that means that you're basically activated for that. So you'll notice I started to follow the ball there. Now where they have nailed the controls is the ability to manipulate the ball. High, low, fast, curves, straight is unbelievable. It takes a lot of getting used to. There are tutorials. I strongly recommend you do tutorials, because this is a game of skill, and it's not easy, and you won't pick it up fast, most likely. But the ability, see, I just totally biffed that, but that was my fault. I lifted my hand and I got underneath the ball. But the ability to do like that, I put that there. I used to play right striker, and that's awesome to me. So that was a kick again. Just boot it. When people get good at this, it's going to be unbelievable. Oh! And you get a little highlight reel. Ow! See if I can show you some examples here. So if you want to put this ball up, that wasn't quite as up as I wanted it to be. So we put it into run. Now, you can head the ball, but I have not had an opportunity to do it yet. It's not in the tutorials. There you go, there's an up shot. And basically what I had to do is get my hand and really get under it and fling it. And what you'll notice though, is you actually have to be conscious of where your feet placement is. Like if I come up to this ball, and I'm not there by the ball, it's not going to auto lock you. I've got to be there. And on left, you can do left and right. So for those of you, if you want to angle yourself over with the strafe button, come in for a kick. Just, it's unbelievable how they managed to nail these controls. And passing's just as good. It really is, guys. I cannot believe that they managed to nail this. As we go all the way. Yep, full look backs. just amazing. The feeling of playing soccer, they've just nailed it. My only complaint right now about controls, the only complaint I have, is this click turning, which I really don't like. And I also don't really like that it's split on the two controls. I like my turning on one, because that's just how most of the games are. I'd really like that option. But, and also the ability that I have to basically turn auto dribble off to turn. Goaltending is automatic. You cannot be the goaltender. Both sides have auto goals. I don't know if that's going to be changed, but at this time, that's what it is. Graphic-wise, they're really decent. Like, the turf looks good. The arena looks decent. Like, the sense of lighting, there's no atmosphere, there's no stands or people, but I can understand why that maybe wasn't in there. I mean, the ball looks great. It really does. I mean, the sense of running and the kicking of the ball, everything's very satisfying. Quick rundown of the controls. As you can see, you've got online mode. Right now, it is only online. So if you want to play with people, there's no bots. As you can see, I've played one match, one shitty match, won it. Yeah. It's got a calorie counter. That's awesome. And it does ask you to put in your weight in the beginning, not unlike Knockout League. Training's where you're going to do a lot of your early play time. Free play is what you saw me in there earlier. Training consists of running trials, passing trials, shooting trials, pretty much exactly what you do if you were training for real soccer, and you will find that you're probably going to go back again and again and do all the target practicing with the kicking, because as I said, the kicking mechanics are unbelievably accurate, and the only way you're going to get good at it is to just practice. And it's unbelievable how your feet really do start to feel attached to my hands. Like, I really started to think of my my move controllers as my feet and my ankle as I was kind of like kicking it and turning it. Unbelievable. Just quickly here, there is customization options. As you can see, I'm rocking Shughead Aqua, which is kind of the VR light color. That's where that came from. And you can do genders and hairs and shirt colors and boot colors and blah blah blah, all the things you'd expect. Not a lot of face options, not a lot of customization options. But right now, you can put on like basic logos and yes, cross-platform, which is huge, because if you're a multiplayer game these days in the VR world, you got to be cross-platform. That's it for me. Thanks for tuning in to my early kind of take / review of VRFC. I think this game could be something awesome. Cherry Pop just does a little bit of ironing out of some of those details and refining that game. They've got a reputation for kind of sticking with games and polishing them and making them better than when they first hit the launch window. So by all means, stick with my channel, hit that like button, and if you want to hear more from my sarcastic voice, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing a proper online match once the servers open up, so keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, I gotta go work on my first impressions of Bravo Team. Cannot wait for that. Anyways guys, I'm Chris from Shughead Gaming, and thanks for tuning in.